Hey, my friends. You had a little bit of an opportunity to let the moment sink in. You had an opportunity to get your head wrapped around the fact that it's now President Trump. And that now you've got your head wrapped around the idea that in fact the progressive left has an awful lot of work to do. The progressive left is going to have an incredible heavy lift going forward. We not only will have a heavy lift going forward, but now we've got to find a way to make nice with the Hillbots and the Vote Blues and all the independents that fell out during the coronation and the or failed coronation, as it were. The bottom line, though, is that we have a responsibility to take this moment and make sure it's exactly what we mean for it to be. You guys, we didn't ask for Donald Trump. We didn't want Donald Trump. We voted for Jill Stein and we voted for Bernie Sanders during the primary. Donald Trump, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on your perspective, he unites us, right? By default, he unites us. He unites us in loyal opposition. He doesn't unite us in the sense that he is somehow or another a progressive dynamo. He unites us in a loyal opposition. So I think it's really important that we all understand that this is not something to be joyful of. There's no joy here. We just picked a different enemy to fight because we needed more soldiers in this revolution. And you know what? The Hillary people, they didn't want a revolution. They wanted easy street. They wanted to just glide through on their neoliberal Wall Street binge bullshit. They didn't want to have to fight for the least of us. They didn't want to have to fight for those struggling. They just wanted to go along to get along. Well, guess what? The situation has changed for them drastically. Now they have to stay woke too. They have to actually come into the light. They have to wake up to the reality that we have been fighting for a long, long time. Hillary would have been like a drug to them. It would have hidden all the ills that we've been calling out. They would have magically in their head thought everything was okay. It's not okay. Everything is not okay. And Trump simply gives us a unifying enemy, a unifying target. But I want to caution you all very strongly. Do not just arbitrarily hate Donald Trump and hate his followers. We need to build coalitions of progressive people who don't believe the system works for them, because it doesn't. We need to build those coalitions and not alienate them. That is the difference between a progressive and a vote blue sycophant. We have got to build coalitions. We don't have the kinds of numbers, we don't have the kind of infrastructure that the Democratic Party has to steamroll people. So we've got to work with people. And it's very important that we understand that our goal isn't just to be right. Our goal is for all of us to win, right? We all want a better life. We all want a better planet. We all want our kids to inherit an earth that is better. Even the Republicans do. Goodness gracious, you remember Sting's song, The Russians? In Europe and America, there's a growing... You know that song, right? He says, I hope the Russians love their children too. I hope the Republicans love their children too. And I hope that we are smart enough not to build fake walls of partisan logic that blocks us from being able to take advantage of the system as it stands while working outside the system to create something better. I hope that we don't shoot ourselves in the foot in some sort of superior moment. We have got to find a way to work with what we've got. Progress comes in all shapes and sizes. It's okay to be a revolutionary while at the same time acknowledging the reformist movement. It's okay to do both. We can walk and chew gum at the same time, or live stream. But it's very, very important that you guys understand that what has happened here wasn't our doing. We didn't ask for Donald Trump. We wanted a progressive. And what we were left with was a Republican-light, neoliberal warmonger that never was entitled to our vote to begin with. She was never entitled to it. So there's no apology to be had. There's no apologizing whatsoever. There's none. As progressives, our goal has always been to advance progress. And there's nothing about neoliberalism that represents progress. We've got to define terms. We've got to help people understand we got time now. Time to take the sound bites from the campaign and explain them. Time for people like myself to seriously dig in and teach economics to people so that they understand what's at stake. You know, I've talked to more Trumpers about economics. The idea that taxes don't fund spending, let me spin that for you a slightly different way. Well, if taxes don't fund spending, then you don't have to necessarily worry about me jacking up your taxes, do you? See how that works? If you're not ideological, but you're just fact-based. If you're just fact-based. If you're smarter than the average bear. If you choose the way of intellect, as opposed to just screaming and yelling like we've done so much, we can make change across the aisle. We can change this country even with a President Trump in there if we choose to fight, and choose to fight in a way that builds coalitions, not destroys them. I'm eager to take this on, folks. I am eager to take this on. Let's do some healing. Let's think about what our next moves are. Let's be smart, but let's not let the fire go out. Let's find ways to reach out and bring people together. And then hopefully we'll build a party that is representative of progress. Hopefully we will be able to have something that we can love and cherish and fight for. But until then, let's educate the population. Let's work with people. Let's not build walls. Let's not just throw hate around. Let's do our best to build our footprint, to make our blast radius that much bigger so we're more effective. Do you want to be right or do you want to win? Right? That's what we always heard, always in the past, right? This whole ideological purity thing. Well, in this case, we've got time to teach people so that the ideological purity comes based in facts, not based in hyperbole, not based in anger and rage and resentment and partisan bickering, but in truth, as we've always fought as progressives. As progressives, that's what we strive for. As real progressives, that is the foundation of everything we do, is truth. We don't want to concoct any conspiracies. We don't want to lie about stuff. We want to just deal in truth. And we will help people come to that truth so that we can just blow this place up with good, progressive things. It's going to require all of us, folks, keeping people awake. So let's take a moment, let's acknowledge what has happened, and let's think about our next moves. Number one, we're going to be talking about with the ranked choice voting. We're going to be talking about ending the TPP before it gets started, stopping this lame duck TPP stuff. We're going to talk about Occupy inauguration on January 20th and 21st in D.C. We're going to be planning a march for April 15th in Washington, D.C. for economic justice. Haven't decided if we're going to do it outside the Capitol, outside the Treasury, outside the IRS, or outside the Federal Reserve. I'm leery about the Federal Reserve because too many of y'all still don't understand what they do, and I don't want to send false flags around, okay? But the fact of the matter is that we've got a lot of work to do. We've got a lot of work to do. We've got a lot of coalition building to do. And this TPP, we've got to stop it now. We've got to stop stop the Dakota pipeline now. We've got other pipelines popping up all over the place. We have got to stop these things dead in their tracks. Guys, I need your help. We all need your help. We all need each other's help. Let's go ahead and make sure that we deliver on all the things we said. We said that if Donald Trump gets in there, we're going to have to fight like mad. Well, Donald Trump is in there, folks. Don't go back to sleep. Stay awake. This is Steve with Real Progressives. Have a great day.